the reality is that, I've worked in academia, I've worked in consulting, I've worked in healthcare. I've always worked above and beyond my contracted hours. I've never compensated for that. So if we're going to say, well, the 40-hour work week is the ideal work week, then you can only give 40 hours of work. I mean, and that means people should be able to clock off at 40 hours, even if the work is not done. Alternatively, we must go with the alternative hypothesis, which is to say we evaluate output, and therefore we need to redesign work in a way that gets people to do the most output in the most efficient manner for them.
So here, I must say I fully agree with you, because modern workforces expect that employees take the job that they're doing as a part of their life, right? I mean, it's something that is an extension of yourself. In order to perform, you really want it's expected of somebody that you really want to work on that. You really want to improve. You really want to achieve something. We're not counting hours, or counting hours is the furthest away from the truth as possible. And as a funny thing is, we're an IT company, right? And we obviously have developers here, we have people designing devices and whatnot, but we also have like a section of production where people build physical devices. We have support, which needs to be available at certain times, and for us it was about how do we implement 4-day work week with those. And after the first 3 months, we said, okay, 4-day work week is not 1 day off, it's proper flexibility in terms of your work, right? Let's work with that and let's see what works for teams. How do we change their work approaches, their processes to adapt to that? And the biggest revelation for me was support, right? In support, it's really clear. Number of tickets, number of calls, number of what's the CSAT score, the customer satisfaction score. You measure these three and you know how good of a support organization you have. And we have a super good support organization. We usually rank like 95% in terms of customer satisfaction. So everybody's happy. So I was really reluctant in implementing this there. What will happen? We reduce 1 day and we said, okay, let's reduce it, like just cut 1 day out of their schedules and replace that with a day which is where they are supposed to use that time to self-improve, to perhaps to learn something new about what they need about their job, grow personally, whatever. So, but for sure, they shouldn't do support. That's the only real limitation. And nothing changed, It's insane that when you start kind of challenging these conceptions, they're actually misconceptions, right? And if you push people towards saying, okay, there's a limitation imposed in the amount of work that you're allowed to do, people, if they're dedicated, people find new ways how to get the same amount of work done in less time. Would that align with your experience as well?
Yeah, we call it Parkinson's law. So work will fill the time allocated to it. So if you tell me I have one task and I have from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. to do it, I'm going to find stuff to fill out my time. Whereas if you tell me I have an hour to do it, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to get the work done in the hour. And that's just simple kind of human psychology that says, oh, I have all this space and I have 4 other things on my checklist and I'm going to do those all first and I'll come back to this at the end of the workday, versus this is actually the priority task and this needs to get done now. And a 4-day week forces organizations to prioritize work, and prioritize work that's going to lead to the bottom line, not simply doing work for work's sake. You know?